During normal operation in the daytime, you will see DC, AC and the normal lights are green. At night the DC light will go off when the solar voltage drops down. On the default display on the left hand side is a bar chart section which states power in, power out, state of charge of the batteries, the solar production over the course of that day, power from a generator, sell, which is export back to the grid, and buy, which is import from the grid. On the right hand side are 4 gauges. The gauges are solar production, and that's in kilowatts, AC load, which is the properties current consumption, battery, which is the power going to and from the battery, grid, which is the power coming from the grid. The inverter serial number is also shown in the bottom right hand corner of the display, and the current time that the inverter is set to. If this time is incorrect, please contact our support team and we are happy to advise. In the top left hand corner there is a circle which is labelled on. If this states off, there is a button on the left hand side of the inverter labelled on/off. If this is pressed and switches back to on, normal operation should be resumed. If you press the settings cog in the top right hand corner, you will see an overview of the settings that we have discussed on the online monitoring portal. The basic section runs through the time. The display includes the beeper on/off setting. Reset includes options to lock out all settings and to run a self-test on the inverter. That's normally required for other countries such as Italy. The battery section sets the parameters for your battery. This is set at commissioning and should not be altered. The grid setting should not be altered on the inverter. It should be set to G98/G99. The system mode settings are similar to what you would see on the monitoring portal. This system is set for a grid charge between midnight and 4:30. If we can increase the state of charge target by selecting the time period and pressing up. The up button can be held down and the inverter will swiftly increase the value. Once the target value is selected, ensure that you press OK. We can then verify that the setting is inputted and stored within the inverter. These settings should be left as they are at installation and should not be altered. Any queries on any of these settings, please do get in touch. Aux load provides advanced features. Please contact our office for any queries about the features contained within this section. Any fault codes that the inverter produces will be stored here. During normal commissioning and operation of the system, you will see potentially error codes. Any error codes that are generated on the system will be shown on this page. This system is a test system and is used for various purposes, but each time the system's powered on or off, error codes can be generated. If you see an error code repeatedly, please contact our office and take a photograph of the error codes. The final setting shown on a Sunsynk inverter is the Ally BMS page. This shows that the batteries have communication with the inverter. You can see the battery state of charge, state of health, battery temperature, the battery current in or out of the batteries, battery voltage, the battery charge voltage, and the charge and discharge limits on the current. The charge and discharge current limits are also shown here. This setting is relevant to the number of batteries that are installed and communicating with the inverter. On the main overview of the inverter display, there is an alternative method to view the system data. Pressing the left-hand side of the screen will show the system flow chart and mimics what is shown on the monitoring portal. The 2 string inputs to this inverter are shown independently and cumulatively below, and that power goes to the inverter. The battery power and state of charge are shown in this box, and the power again flows towards the inverter. If the power flow reverses back to the batteries, the arrow will point towards the batteries. The inverter's output is shown here, 400 watts presently. This power then flows to the property. The current consumption of the property is just under 4 kilowatts. The remainder of power is coming from the grid. Solar and other technologies have many different jargon terms or technical terms that there is a lot of technical terminology to learn. The inverter display has a help button. It summarises the different technical terms that are used on the inverter's display. Thank you for watching this tutorial video today. If any of the settings didn't make sense or you'd like to check them with the office, please do get in touch with our support team. We are more than happy to help. Thank you for your time.